In this episode, the most important things that you are straight up skipping in your workouts.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 243 of the Daily Mother Swole. Remember, when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Bing! Thanks for joining me live on Facebook every day at 12 noon Eastern Time at Swolenormous. And thank you for watching on YouTube and listening in on the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. So, it's Wednesday, it's the hump day, and the program design is underway. The nutrition is underway. You're eating right. You're focusing right. You're doing things right. You're like 2 or 3 days in. You're like, all right, I got this. I got this whole fitness thing. I'm on this pump tip, and I'm not going to quit this year. That's great. This episode is titled, The Most Important Things That You're Skipping in Your Workouts. The most important things that you're missing in your workouts. Missing, skipping, doesn't really matter what we call it. It's the shit that you're not doing. Should have called it that. Hashtag the shit you're not doing. So for those of you that are just joining, we are talking about things that you're going to miss in your workout and that are super important. These things are really, really foundational elements that are going to help you get your results. If you're not doing these, you're either going to get hurt or you're going to stress the body and it's going to affect your results. So everyone that is breaking down the door, I would love to see at least 40 or 50 people live in here. So that you know how that happens? That happens thanks to you all. And that helps because you're sharing this broadcast and it's getting out there. And the more that you comment and the more that you share, Facebook is like, man, people want to see the Papa Swoleo fucking enormous. And they show it to more people that follow my page. And then more people can come in and get this great information. That's why we like to ramp it up at the beginning and get the word out there, get the Swolenormous word out there. That way everyone can jump in when the meat starts hitting the plate, which is it will right about now. So remember, if you want to win a Kegels t-shirt, last time before I begin, because everyone's in here now, you have to like and share this broadcast and also type in the comments, hashtag Swolenormous Nation for your chance to win a exclusive Kegels shirt. These are not available for sale. So giveaways only, and you have to win them. So Kegels shirt, it says Kegels on the front, says at Swolenormous on the lower back. Got men's t-shirts and women's tanks. So like, share the post, and type in hashtag Swolenormous Nation for your chance to win. I'll announce the winner later. What's missing in your workout? What are you skipping? In this episode 243, I'm going to break down 3 main components of what you are missing. What you are missing in your workouts. First off, before you even begin, 2 of these things occur even before you start working out. And I'm going to preface this whole episode by talking about what your workout, what your training is. Your training is everything. Your training is everything. It's everything you're doing all day long. It's what you're eating. It's your sleeping. They call it a lifestyle for a reason. It's because it's everything that you do. It's everything that you do. And 2 of these things aren't really even during your workout. It's not even during your workout, but it's still part of your training. If you don't do these things before properly and after properly, each workout is going to suffer and be less and less effective, and you can risk injury. The worst thing that you can do is go to the gym and waste your time. So you want to do the right exercises, but you have to prepare for it in the same sense. Number 1 is going to be hydration. You need to drink water. We've talked about drinking water. But a lot of you still don't understand the concept of when to drink your water and how much. So let's go over what top certifying bodies for personal training and for fitness talk about, and let's talk about the realities of life. Most resources, top resources, will tell you that in order to hydrate properly, you need to drink at least half a liter of water, minimum 2 hours before your workout. So let that sink in. 2 hours before you work out. I think I'll repeat that one more time. Minimum 2 fucking hours before you work out. Remember, bring your earmuffs because Papa Swole, when he gets lit, the naughty words start coming out. 2 hours. How many of you are thinking about your workout and pounding water 2 hours before you exercise? Here's what happens. You drink the water, your body has to process it and push it through the small intestines. It has to absorb into the bloodstream. Then slowly over time, your body has to pump this around towards the muscle tissue in the form of blood and mixes in with the plasma and all the other fluids. And then it has to be slowly absorbed into the tissues and through layers and get into the cells and then start creating action. It takes time. It takes time. If you want to be properly hydrated for your workout, that's why you got to drink throughout the day. That's why you got to drink regularly in this consistent consumption of water. So minimum 2 hours before you work out and minimum half a liter. It really should be more. It should be probably more like a liter, especially if you're living in warmer climates like I am, if you're exercising very intensely, if you sweat a lot. Some people sweat a lot more and you're going to need more water. If you sweat less, doesn't mean you need less water. It just means that you sweat less, but but some people are heavy sweaters, so you're going to have to compensate for that as well. So hydration. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, and you can aim for that gallon a day. Drink throughout the day, drink in the morning, drink before, drink after you work out. Another part of that is after you work out. After you work out, you need to replenish. I see a lot of people leaving the gym and not even drinking water and just kind of sipping on it. You have to replenish all the water that you're losing through sweat. You have to drink water to reduce stress in your system so you can allow your body to recover. And you have to drink in the evening before you go to bed. One of the reasons why you have to pee at night while your body needs water while you're sleeping is because when you're horizontal, when you're sleeping is when you're doing a lot of the filtering because of gravity. When you're standing up, it's harder for your kidneys to filter water, but when you're lying down horizontal, the water table and the gravitational pull of water pulls, and it's easier for your kidneys to filter through the fluid and the byproducts and the toxins in your body while you're sleeping. So it's very important to get your sleep. It's very important to drink plenty of water while you're sleeping. So that's a good question. Does it have to be just water? And it should just be water. It should be primarily water with lemon, drinking things like teas and so forth. It depends because sometimes those other fluids are diuretics like coffee. Doesn't count. Coffee and things like alcohol inhibit diuretic hormone that regulates water in the body. So the reason why you have to pee a lot when you drink those fluids or certain foods, if you eat certain foods or if you drink certain liquids, you have to pee extra. It's because your body is peeing out water that you're consuming and also extra water that you should be keeping because the hormones are kind of imbalanced and confused a little bit. That's why you have to pee extra when you're drinking water, when you're drinking alcohol, and we have to pee when you're drinking coffee is because certain hormones that regulate water levels in the body get a little bit interrupted, and then improper levels of hydration are maintained and your body releases too much water. So hydration is huge. You're skipping this in your workout. It's not what you drink during your workout, it's what you drink before. You're also skipping, next part, things that you're also skipping, that you're missing. Big, gaping, hole, cavernous, just where are my keys? Your warm-up. How you warm up is also very important. Now, everyone's going to need a little bit differently, but especially for those of you that might have shoulder pain, hip pain, back pain, issues with joints that need a little bit more care, need more blood flow, need some warming up, need to get the fluid through those synovial joints, you need to warm up. But everyone should warm up, not just for joints, not just for injuries, but for the sympathetic nervous system, to prime the body for exercise. You wouldn't just turn a car on and then slam on the gas. You have to warm up the engine, let the fluids get through, let the oil get through, let the transmission fluid get through. You need to let the car warm up before you race it. That's why, when these guys are doing NASCAR, they take like 30 laps, they warm the car up, they get their bodies, they get their mind right, they get everything prepared for the race. You have to do that with your body. And you have two parts of the nervous system, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And parasympathetic nervous system are the functionalities that occur when you're at rest, when you're sleeping, when you're resting, when you're taking a shower, when you're not exercising. It's when your body digests and your body processes nutrients and so forth. The sympathetic nervous system is also known as a fight or flight mechanism, and that's what happens when your body is running from a tiger or when your heart rate is increasing or your respiratory rate is increasing and your sweating rate is increasing. All the blood gets flushed to your muscles And during intense exercise, you could have anywhere up to about 85 to 90% of your total blood volume in your muscle tissue. That's why it's very easy to get lightheaded, because you have very little blood in the brain and in other organs like that, because your body is using all the blood and all the nutrients for exercise. The muscles are saturated. That's what the pump comes from. Warming up should be general and specific. You should do 5 or 10 minutes of cardiovascular, go on a bike, go for a walk, do a step mill, do something to get your heart rate up. It helps tissues be more elastic. It helps turn the sympathetic nervous system on. It primes your body for exercise. Also, a specific warm-up, doing your external rotations for your shoulder, doing your cobras, doing warm-up sets, push-ups, doing a couple sets of pull-ups, doing some light arm circles, doing any kind of stretching that prepares you for the actual specific activity, not just getting your heart rate up, but the area and the movements that you're going to be performing for your workout. So you start getting more specific with your training. Also, these preparation exercises, like the warm-up exercise that we talk about in Premium, and what I'm going to do today, just to let you know, those of you that are here, that are in my Premium group, my Premium private exclusive membership Facebook group, today I'm going to be breaking down and talking about certain warm-up exercises, certain stabilization exercises. So today is a very important Premium broadcast. And if you're interested in signing up for my Premium group, it's my private accountability group where we do program design and live broadcasts that are only for Premium members. And you can sign up on my website, Swolenormous.com, if you're interested in that. There's also a sign-up button at the top of this Facebook page. But today we're going to talk about stabilizer exercises. Today, we're talking about stabilizer exercise in the private group. And the reason why those are important, because they protect the joints. Every large major muscle group is going to produce force, but deep inside that you can't see, you have the rotator cuff, you have the rotator, external rotators of the hip, you have the muscles that are deep, that are inside, protecting the joints and providing stability. So you need to turn those stabilizer muscles on, those slow twitch fibers that are going to protect the joints and allow you to provide force and do heavy squats and do lunges and do sprints and do whatever it is that you want to see in the mirror. You need to turn those muscles on. They protect, they allow for force. They're very important. They prevent injury. When you usually get hurt, those get hurt. So you need to turn those on. So turning on your stabilizers. And like I said, it activates the sympathetic nervous system. The last one that you are missing in your workout, the last topic I'm going to hit, is isolation before compound joints. I did an episode about pre-fatigue. I want you to look at this in your training. Are you going to the gym? Are you starting with bench press? Are you starting with heavy squats? Are you starting with heavy deadlifts? Are you starting with barbell rows? Are you starting with heavy bicep curls like barbell curls? You need to start isolating first. It prevents injury. It allows for these motor neurons in the isolated muscles to fire, and it'll reduce the risk of injury because you will be targeting the individual muscle first. When you do any kind of large compound movement like a bench press, like a barbell row, using multiple joints, this can do a couple things. It can put too much pressure on stabilizers. It can put too much pressure on assistant muscle groups. You want to make sure that the muscles that you want to work primarily in those movements, no one's doing back rows to hit biceps, no one's doing bench press to hit triceps. So the reason why you want to do isolation first is that you'll warm up the joints better, doing like a dumbbell flies or pec deck flies or cable crossovers before doing heavy bench press will warm up the joints better. It's better for synovial fluid getting into the shoulder joint and circulating around and warming up those areas. It gives you that temperament and that pacing and that full breadth of range of motion for the joint and for the muscle tissue to prepare it fully for heavier movements. And it fires those motor neurons specifically to the chest or specifically to the lats and gets those areas turned on. So when you do those compound movements where you're using multiple muscles synergistically together, you still will be targeting the pecs or the lats more rather than the biceps or the triceps or the anterior posterior deltoid. Those muscles, the major muscles, will be firing a little better. And you'll be a little more pre-fatigued, so you won't have to go quite as heavy, thus reducing your risk for injury because the external force won't be as much, but the stimulation will be heightened because your muscles are firing a little bit more at a more sensitive rate, so to speak. That is a great episode. The number, I'll tell you what, if anyone knows that number of that episode, you can post that up right now. It's about pre-fatigue, and you can check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Swolenormous, if you're looking for other episodes of Daily Swole, and also on SoundCloud and iTunes. But pre-fatigue, isolation before compound movements is fantastic, and that's something that's likely missing from your workout. So let's recap. Hydration before and after your training, all throughout the day. Go for a gallon a day, morning, before, after, evening, all day long, and drink at least a liter 2 hours before your workout. Also, your warm-up, general, specific, and turning on those stabilizer muscles. Right now in Swolenormous Premium, going to go live and break down a couple of the most important stabilizer warm-up exercises that you can do before your workout, and also isolation exercises before you do your compound movements. So, final chance before I sign off. Remember, today was giveaway day. So you have to like and share this broadcast, as well as type in #SwolenormousNation in order to have your chance to win a Kegels t-shirt, men's t-shirt or women's racerback tanks are available in limited quantities. So men and women can both enter to win. And this week is going to be epic. I'm feeling some great things are brewing that my premium members are aware of the things that I'm working on, the things that are going on behind the scenes. So this week is going to be fantastic. This week it's already shaping up amazing. You guys don't know what's about to hit you. The entirety of Swolenormous is coming together in one just fucking nugget of awesomeness, and I can't wait to announce it. So thank you for joining me live every day at 12 noon Eastern Time right here on Facebook Live. Thanks for watching on YouTube and listening in on the podcast, SoundCloud, and iTunes. And I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on SoundCloud. The podcast is really blowing up. And thank you if you have been, or if you're planning on checking out my iTunes. You can just type in Swolenormous in the podcast search and it'll pop right up. And if you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you left an honest review on my iTunes podcast. So thank you for the support on all levels, podcast, YouTube, right here on Facebook, Instagram as well, and also my Snapchat. Those are all the places that I am, and thank you for also supporting me when I'm doing the live Q&A here. Those of you that are interested in getting more Papa Swolenormous and getting some more private training, some accountability, program design, nutritional breakdowns, really some great information, a great community that's exploding over in Swolenormous Premium, you can click the sign up button at the top of this broadcast, and also you can check it out and click Get Premium when you go to Swolenormous.com, and you can sign up today, because in a few minutes right after this broadcast, exclusive live broadcast breaking down the most important stabilizer, activation, warm-up exercises for your workouts. Remember, don't skip the shit I just talked about. It's only good advice if you take it. Thank you for joining me for episode 243. I'll see y'all tomorrow for episode 244 of The Daily Mother Swole. Remember, I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.